Hi everyone. You ever just read a really good book? I'm coming at you with a little bit of a different kind of video here. Normally, I would either review a movie or a comic book and try and get you to go see it for yourself. This is not that. I'm just going to talk about this film. There's going to be a spoiler warning at some point because I'm going to spoil the heck out of it. But first, I'm going to open up and try and get you guys to go watch it for yourselves. This is like the persuasion half right here. Here's where I use my sick Jedi mind tricks to get you to go spend 2 hours of your life watching this film. So here I go. This film, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, is a masterpiece. Opinion statement. And it's based on somewhat of a true story. Fact. How much of it can you trust? Well, we'll get into that. It's an adaptation of a book written by Hunter S. Thompson. And you've probably heard of him. At least I would hope so. And it is kind of one of the great American novels in the sense that it's unabashedly American. So you got this beautiful tone of the film. And that is just social commentary of the time. Like 60s and 70s is when this film takes place. It was made in 97, but somehow they managed to make an absolutely beautiful Las Vegas, like the way it used to look. And I keep saying this, but I'll get into that. So you have social commentary, and then you have hallucinogenic induced drug trips that just they're so disturbing that they make you laugh. And it's this comic relief mixed with the social commentary that really helps you digest it so perfectly. And I really can't recommend the movie for that alone, enough. I really just can't recommend it enough for that alone. And like I said, I was gonna get into the design. Here's where I get into that, because God, this movie is beautiful. It captures what it's like driving in a boring desert so perfectly, and then it layers hallucinogenics on top of it. Like, just you gotta see it. You gotta see it for yourself. And obviously, 71, I believe, the 70s Las Vegas is a very different Las Vegas strip than what you see now. There is so much of it that is not there anymore, and I believe most of the film takes place in the parts of, the strip that don't exist anymore. Like the Mint, I believe that's a gambling hall now. I can't remember what's. I know it. It starts with a B. I'm not going to get into it. Anyways, again, it captures parts of Las Vegas that don't exist anymore. You get to see like a derby race that is just well done. It's perfectly done with like the dust getting kicked up in your face. And anyone who lives in a desert-like terrain knows what that's like, to get dust just blown in your face from some wind or like high-speed driver, like just that type of thing. You know what that's like. And it captures that perfectly. As well as North Vegas, which is, as many of you know, the most beautiful part of Vegas. North Vegas is a slum, and they show the 70s North Vegas perfectly. And the setting is perfect. They do that so well. Between the tone and the setting, you got a masterpiece. Then you got the characters. Let me get into the characters a little bit. Raoul Duke is a journalist who loves to experiment with hallucinogenics and just any kind of illegal substance. And it is fascinating to watch him talk and just narrate the film. Obviously, he's Hunter S. Thompson's insert character. They look exactly alike. And by the end of the film, you hate him so much that you love him. Like, there is no redeeming factors really of this guy other than the fact that he's a fascinating just piece of work. And anyways, we'll get into that later when we actually spoil the events that happen. Then you got Gonzo, who was based on his buddy Acosta, something Acosta. He himself is also a fascinating creature. And I'll spoil a little of his character as well when I get to that part of the video. But he is, at least the real guy, he disappears in Mexico. Like, he disappeared off the face of the earth. That he's an interesting fellow as well. Then you have like the locals, like Tobey Maguire's in this movie, Gary Busey, Christina Ricci. I don't remember them ever getting names. Well, actually, no. Lucy is her name, but you have all these side characters that don't contribute too much, other than showing just the path of destruction that these two create, and they're very well aware of what they're doing. They're very aware of what they're doing, and you kind of feel ashamed that you're watching this, but towards the end you feel like you've gone through a personal journey. And here's where I'm gonna start saying, this is spoiler territory. We're gonna jump right into it. Now, the film opens up with a quote by Samuel Johnson, and you might not have a face to the name, but here you go. This chubby bastard right here, the meme himself. The movie opens up with the line, "He who becomes a beast rids himself of the pain of being man." Something like that. I've definitely misquoted that. I will never ever get a quote right on this channel, and that's a personal promise. But yeah, that is one of the themes of this film, as you've probably noticed just by me talking about what the characters do. And it is definitely shown perfectly. However, there's a secondary theme that underlies everything as well, and that is the theme of the wave, the revolutionary wave of the 60s and early 70s, the summer of love, that stuff, the sexual revolution, the drug revolution, people just experimenting and quote unquote expanding their minds. Now, there's this line in the film, I believe it's like perfectly smack dab in the middle, I could be wrong, about the high water mark. About how, on a hilltop in Vegas, you can almost spot where the high water mark, it shows where the water started coming back down. And that was from the wave of people in California, obviously, who had this revolution. And, it talks about how the energy alone, no authority was needed to be a force to be reckoned with. But, as the years went on, that revolution faded. It didn't last. And throughout the film, Raoul Duke, or Hunter's character, can be seen reminiscing on these times. And the way he talks about how anyone who's experimented with drugs and, does it enough, eventually decides, hey, at this point I may as well just keep pushing it, see how far I can go before I break. And that is very much what his character does, and I do believe it comes from this attitude. Anyways, on to the beast metaphor. Obviously, the characters destroy the lives of many people they encounter in this film. They force Christina Ricci, you might know her as Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family movies. They force her to do LSD. Well, they don't force her, but they introduce her to it, and it kind of ruins her life. They terrorize Tobey Maguire, who's a hitchhiker, and that scene is by far my favorite in the film. Not so much because of it, how deep it is, but just how it sets the tone for the rest of the film. It just, once you see Johnny Depp offer Tobey Maguire some ether, you're in for a wild ride. And you are. you certainly are. You should definitely go watch this movie if you haven't, right now. Anyways, Gonzo, Acosta's character, he is an attorney. Alright, sure. We're told he's an attorney, and he does, at some scenes, uncharacteristically act professional. There are some scenes where he he just does not match who he is when he's on drugs. And that's, I mean, gee, I wonder why. But it's just so crazy because it shows you that these people can be anyone. You know, your neighbor, you know, Dave or, you know, whatever, he could be a respectable accountant. You know him as like a very respectable person. But, you know, when he's off duty and he doesn't have to be around his family, he's a monster. It really shows how, you know, you can have these multifaceted characters and just people in real life. There's a scene with the attorney. He has to get on a plane really fast, and Johnny Depp, of course, being, you know, the destructive tornado that he is, drives Benicio del Toro, that's the actor who played Gonzo, drives him right up to the plane on the tarmac, crashes through the fence. Like, he just, you know, don't let him give you any guff. Say you were hitchhiking in the airport and that's how you got here. As he's watching his lawyer leave Las Vegas for the final time, he says to himself, look at this specimen of a human being. Look at this God's own prototype. One who was too weird to live and too rare to die. Never considered for mass production. Some kind of super mutant. And it is just... that is just a good send-off for that character. And, you know, the film has a lot of other scenes I don't want to talk about too much. I probably said too much as is. I feel like I'm ruining it for anyone who is too stubborn to avoid the spoilers. But, you know, the closing scene right here. You're now leaving Fear and Loathing with the American flag as like the roof of the car. That was just the perfect ending in my opinion. Anyways, I sincerely hope that I've convinced you guys through my ranting and raving to go watch this movie. There's so much more to talk about, and I'd love to hear you guys if you've seen it or if you went out and saw it because of me. If you went out and saw it because of me, please tell me, because I would really love to know. But if you've seen it for yourself, please leave some comments down below. I'd love to talk with you guys. I don't really have that big of a fan base right now, but yeah, it just means a lot to me to talk to you guys about this film. I really want to talk and discuss about this film in the comments below. Anyways, in closing, I'm still working on the Matrix video that I promised you guys. That's coming. It's just I want to give you the best I can. I mean, my whole channel is trash, but I want to give you the best trash I can. And I am also working on a comic book review, The Incredible Hulk 377. That's also coming down the pipeline, just a little later than I expected, because I've been going through some personal stress, and this is, you know, I watch movies to relieve myself of stress. That's just what I do. It's my personal coping method. Some people drink beer, some people, you know, smoke a bowl. This is my way of relieving that stress, and I'd love to share it with you guys. That would mean the world to me. Anyways, I also said to myself I should start doing this. This is November 1st, 2019. I don't really have many people watching me right now, but the people who do watch me, you guys mean the world to me. I really appreciate you guys. You know who you are. Anyways, that being said, I'm just going to close this video with, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you disliked it, dislike it too, you know. Let me know. I want to know what you guys are thinking. There's not going to be a poll for this video because we've already talked about this. We already know what's coming. But, you know, more to come. Subscribe, hit the bell if you want to see more of this content, you know, because YouTube, I don't know if those buttons do anything anymore, but hey, worth a shot. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. I'm going to be filming some content later with my buddy Zayden. I'll link to his channel as always. And yeah, peace guys. Mean the world to me.